Very good morning, everyone. My name is Kiran Yarlagada. I'm the founder and CEO of Bullion Data Systems. Bullion Data is a Snowflake services implementation company focusing on the areas of data engineering, data science, and analytics. Today is our first webinar that we are presenting on a product that we have built as an accelerator for the retail industry using Snowflake, Streamlit, and a combination of machine learning. For this webinar today, I have our COO, Hitesh, in this meeting here as well. Hello, Hitesh. How are you?
Hey, Kiran. Very good morning.
Good morning to you as well. So before we deep dive into the actual demo of the product, I would like to give you an overview of why we built this accelerator for the retail industry. While and when we were implementing Snowflake for our retail customers, we figured there were a few very common scenarios that the industry was facing, such as inventory management and optimization, demand forecasting, and pricing. So in order to solve these problems, we have built an accelerator on top of Snowflake especially for the small and medium-sized industries. So if you look at the recent management studies, talking about why there is so much supply chain disruption during COVID, how do we optimize? One of the studies said that if you are able to optimize any enterprise's inventory by 10%, the sales automatically will increase by 6%, and the profit margins also go up by 2 to 3%. So in order to, instead of doing a huge, large project for companies, we have combined a lot of these use cases into an accelerator that we would like to implement for companies in a really quick fashion, and they can get ROI immediately. So we'll step into the demo. But before that, Hitesh, usually we've implemented Snowflake for a lot of retail companies. We talk to a lot of them. What is the tech stack that you usually see with these retail companies?
Yeah, so that's a very interesting question, Kiran. The tech stack for retail companies varies by the size of the retail company also. So we have seen retail companies that use large ERP systems in the backend like SAP, and their e-commerce systems are typically powered by SAP Commerce, AEM, or a number of other platforms. But what is more interesting for us is a number of small and medium retail businesses that leverage a variety of SaaS products across the entire retail operations. Be it a number of platforms for their marketing spend and advertising spend, to their omni-channel presence is established by a variety of SaaS products like Shopify is gaining a lot of popularity today, for example. If they are storefront products, they have a lot of POS systems that are also SaaS-based products. They're using a lot of SaaS-based ERPs like NetSuite, Dynamics 365, and a number of other ERPs available in the market. And then for fulfillment and delivery, they use a number of other products. So the tech stack is really varied. It is very diverse, and it is very interesting because these companies leverage a variety of SaaS products to perform their retail operations.
Okay, fantastic. So, I totally agree with you, Hitesh. I think technology is ever changing. I think technology is changing faster than, fashion. And a lot of enterprises, in order to compete in today's world, they're, leveraging a lot of, apps, SaaS-based products, enterprise softwares as well. Yeah. So within the retail industry, I'm sure there are like a lot of problems that we can solve using data science, machine learning, AI, and also using Snowflake. What is our accelerator specifically solving? If you can give an overview on a high level, what are the 3 or 4 main problems that you're solving with this accelerator?
Okay. Let me divide the problems that we are trying to solve into 2 broader categories, Kiran. One is, how do we give businesses a consolidated overview of their entire data across different applications through our dashboards that are built on Streamlit and running on Snowflake. So that's a very good use case because businesses want to see data from all the systems together in a single dashboard. That's what we call it as the KPI platform. And for them to analyze the data instantly and look at how their different products are doing and how their different spend is doing, we have built a framework called EDA, the exploratory data analysis. So this is on the visualization of the current data and understanding the current data. But businesses do want to predict in future and see how they can improve their efficiency by optimally planning their inventory, optimally understanding their demand, and see what is the right kind of pricing that they need to do. So as part of our machine learning as a service offering, we have built these three models by analyzing the data. And instead of going through a time series models, we have gone through factor-based data models, and we built three different models in our machine learning as a service, Kiran, to plan your inventory, understand your demand, and efficiently price your products.
Okay, fantastic. I totally agree with you, Hitesh. My background before Boolean Data was implementing SAP supply chain solutions. And I worked with really large enterprises that were implementing demand forecasting tools. And it was, a very tedious process when you look at time forecasting models. You need extremely large amounts of historical data. You need to crunch it in. You need to build models on top of it, and then predict, what is the future, either the inventory or like the sale is going to be. That is really good. So Hitesh, can we, look into the product that has been built, please?
Yeah, sure. Let me share my screen, Kiran. I hope you're able to see my screen.
Yes.
So this is a very simple dashboard that we have built on Streamlit. So Streamlit is an open source platform, and it's very easy and fast to build a lot of dashboards and analytics on top of Streamlit. The data is all in Snowflake. So we built large data pipelines for our customer to get data from all the different systems into Snowflake. And our the data is already in Snowflake, and Streamlit is actually doing the visualization part for us. So as you can see, this is the KPI section where we help the business users to look at all the different data as a snapshot. Okay, what's your current demand? What are your fast movers? And basically get insights to your business. And we call it KPI because businesses can set certain standards and monitor the performance of their business against those standards. Then I was explaining you, Kiran, we also built a tool for exploratory data analysis that looks at the data that is as of now, the real-time current data. And you can look at all the different types of variables. For example, I want to see what my different product divisions are, and then how are they doing at any given point of time. And I can actually see what is my fast moving product division, and how are they doing. I can also go and see how my different business segments are doing. So for me, for this particular business, right, for example, the football app licensed men category is the highest moving category. I can also look at, okay, at this point of time, how are my product colors, what's the most in demand color, and then, how are they doing, and all of that stuff. So this truly helps businesses to look at the data as it stands. So we can add more data and more variables into EDA. So that's all built in as part of Accelerator. It's configurable by the business so that they can look at their important decision points and see how those decision points are doing. So some of our customers love this because they don't have to go back to their technology team to get the dumps of data from different applications and run complex SQL queries or Excel pivot tables. So that's the key. Then as part of our machine learning as a service, we built our demand forecasting platform. So the demand forecasting platform can be for different time series, so annually, half yearly, or quarterly, and it can actually start predicting the forecasted demand across your product groups, and can help you by plotting how your yearly forecast is going to be for the rest of the year. So we know that as summer is spiking up, you will see peak demands, and as the holiday season is coming up, you can see peak demands. And as right before summer, when the kids are all focused on their exams, and I think the demand is on its low and things like that. So you can also see the demand on a daily basis by the hour of the day as to when the shopping trends are high, so that in fact, for one of our customers, it helped them optimize their infrastructure on the cloud to scale up and scale down to cater to the user flow that is actually coming in, Kiran. And so I want to show you one more model that we have built to predict certain classifications. So here, what we have done is we have helped the customer to classify how the articles are predicting. For example, your product called apparel, if you want to hit a net quantity sale of 1, what is the probability? Is it really good that we hit the probability? We will not be able to hit the probability, etc. So this actually helps businesses to look at certain products, or look at certain categories of the products, and predict their target quantities, and say, hey, I want to hit a sales of 10 million this year. And I currently have a demand for, say, 2 million or 3 million. What is the probability that I will hit it, right? And this can help them do their reverse planning and go all the way till their marketing and sales spend to see how that planning, how they can meet their sales targets, right? So we are currently building a number of more machine learning models that will be offered to our customers through MLAAS offering. So that will be something that we'll keep on offering.
Okay. This is really nice, Hitesh. I think there's a lot of cool functionality that you have, built, and several use cases that you're trying to solve in helping the retail industry. If you can just go back to sharing the screen again, I had a couple of questions on the KPI,
Sure.
functionality of this application.
Sure.
So firstly, Hitesh, based on what you're telling me, I understand that as a business user, you do not have to go look at a generic report, then go back to the IT team to pull some more data, try to model it, and you're kind of building everything in one place here. So my question is, why did you choose Streamlit versus a traditional analytics application?
Yeah. So there are two different goals, Kiran. One is, of course, the cost involved in licensing these complex business intelligence tools. So it's not that we have not built using Power BI, Tableau, and all. So for our high, medium, and large customers, we built a number of analytics tools on Power BI and Tableau. But Streamlit is really open source, and it is very easy for us to customize, and it is as I said, open source, so there are not much of cost involved, and it runs directly on top of Snowflake.
Okay.
But when I'm actually using these larger visualization platforms like Power BI and Tableau, you are actually getting tied to the platform, and you have to get the data from Snowflake and feed it to this platform. So our accelerator is targeted to small and medium enterprises. But for enterprises that want to use Tableau and Power BI or other tools, we are very open to building these same dashboards for them on those tools as well.
Yeah, and also Streamlit is part of the Snowflake ecosystem. So
Yes.
as long as we are tied together, I think there is ease of programming and developing the product. My other question, Hitesh, is the KPI and EDA combination. How different is it, or what value is it adding for a business user compared to a traditional setup of running analytics from a database in a retail company?
Yeah, so that's a very good question, Kiran. So today, small and medium businesses have, as I told you, right, wide variety of applications, from marketing to e-commerce to demand generation to ERPs to CRMs to fulfillment to warehouse management to all of them, right? So the data is all isolated in different applications, right? So for me, as a business user, the reports are available from each of these applications that are running on their specific data. If you want a report that is a consolidated view of the data coming from all these platforms, you have to have a centralized data warehouse or a data lake. And in this case, we are using Snowflake, where we are pulling data from all these different applications, transforming them and connecting them. And our KPI and EDAs today reflect the data across all these systems. So our goal is to give our business users a view of how their marketing dollars are getting spent, and all the way till how the products are getting into the hands of the customer. The consolidated view is from the consolidated data from all the applications is what we are trying to target here.
Okay. You got up a good point there. Most small businesses or even large businesses, and also us, we spend a lot of money for ad spend, especially pre-COVID, COVID, and now going back to a normal state where everybody's again going back to stores. During COVID, companies had to move to 100% digital mode, where they had to change their spend in advertising from making the customer come into the store. They had to re-strategize into making the customer place an online order.
Correct.
So now if you just go back to your machine learning as a service, you've built certain models here. But in this application, if a business wants to predict sales and their ad spend, or integrate certain other features like point of interest or geospatial data, so will we be able to do that? For example, right now sales are pretty omni-channel, where people can come from online, somebody can go to a store, and right now our ad spend is pretty generic. Like somebody is saying, hey, spend this kind of amount in Fulton County, Georgia, in this demographic. But are we, in the future state, are we able to look at a customer lifetime value, actually target our ad spend even more to a granular level? If you would like to do that in a retail industry, do you think you would be able to add those features to this particular accelerator?
Yes, Kiran, definitely. So the primary crux of this accelerator is to bring data from all the systems into Snowflake, right? And then help customers with the different models that are running on top of it. Now that the data is all available, it is very easy for us to start building different types of models on top of it. So the models can be as targeted as and the models can actually give us meaningful guidance into, hey, you spend more money, say, on a platform like Facebook, targeting these specific genders and type of people, and that will in turn translate to more leads into your e-commerce system and more demand in a specific product category. Thus, you have to optimize your inventory more. So if I am saying I will spend $5,000 more on a specific ad category, I have to also start planning about how my inventory and my demand is going to be. So data science has become so powerful, and for us it is all about adding new models into the system, which we are, because the data is all in a central location. That's the beauty of it. Once you have all the data together, building models on top of this accelerator is something that we want to do. And we are building accelerators and customizing these models also for different customers, Kiran. So we have recently worked with a meal delivery product where their entire advertising spend is on social, and their target is all working couple and fitness freaks, and they're offering a lot of vegan options, etc. So we help them predict their we help them optimize their ad spend because they had very poor inventory and supply chain. So till their supply chain is done, there is no point in spending hundreds of thousands on their ad spend, right? So we help them optimize that and understand where the gaps are. So building those new accelerators and customizing for a customer specific demand is something that we always do.
Agreed, 100%. So Hitesh, this accelerator looks amazing. It has a lot of features. This is probably the front end for a business user. Now let's get into the technical aspect of this. how important is the Snowflake database in the backend in helping you run this accelerator for your customers?
Yeah. So, as I said, Kiran, getting data to a center location has always been a challenge for a number of small and medium businesses. Large enterprises always had the opportunity to build a lot of on-prem data warehouses, which are having high upfront costs and heavy overloads in terms of maintenance. So, Snowflake has truly transformed the concept of centralized data warehouse on the cloud. So Snowflake is the first ever cloud data warehouse that is easily accessible to a lot of small and medium enterprises, because there is no upfront cost, and then you are actually paying for what you use. So through Snowflake, we are able to integrate data and build data pipelines from each of these applications and bring all the data centrally. And there are a number of other advantages of Snowflake, especially, for example, for one of our customers, we leveraged Snowpipe to constantly get their demand data from their AEM product to see how the demand is, and then predict the user behavior and help them do their A/B testing on AEM to see where the demand is going. How can the product placement be improved to drive more sales? So that kind of facilities are available, especially in Snowflake. And for one of our customers, we were very successfully able to enable data sharing, especially from a CRM point of view, to the demand forecasting team that's actually going and placing orders from their suppliers. So Snowflake has truly helped us build this accelerator, and is definitely helping us build a lot of data solutions for our customers in the retail space.
I totally agree with you on the benefits of Snowflake here, Hitesh, especially on the data sharing side. I think in today's world, data is the new oil, and all enterprises have to invest in their data and make decisions utilizing the data that they have, and also share with their partners, suppliers, or whatever the ecosystem is. So everything basically runs on data, and Snowflake has one of the best data sharing capability in the market.
Correct.
So that gets us to an end of the demo. Thank you, Hitesh. Thank you for presenting. I truly believe our team has built an amazing accelerator for the retail industry. It definitely will solve some of their key problems around inventory management, demand forecasting, and pricing. I'm very confident customers who implement this accelerator will see true business value and get return on their investment pretty quickly. Thank you, Hitesh, for joining today. Hope to see you in another product or demo session in the future soon.
Thanks, Kiran. Thank you.
Thank you.